this clip with Dame Dash. I'm gonna stop this right here. I'm gonna get into this clip with Dame Dash, right? It says things got heated when Dame Dash questioned Charlemagne's masculinity during the interview on the Breakfast Club. So the point I was making earlier, right? Well, one of the points was the end game and the long term effects of female leadership, and there is a conversation to be had about the kind of men that became more powerful. So in any other time, someone like a Charlemagne, someone like a Destiny couldn't really rise to power like that without being extremely smart and making like shrewd business moves and whatnot. Media makes it to where all types of weirdos can like have a whole career. And for the most part, Charlemagne made a whole career for the most part out of being a hater. He used a lot of what he learned from Wendy Williams in terms of controversy and basically changing. How can I say? Most interviews are mostly about making an artist feel comfortable or having a good time or asking the PR approved questions. Whereas Charlemagne made his whole brand. One second, make sure I got the right mic on. All right, very good, good boy. Charlemagne made his whole brand about mostly being a hater, and one of the things that made Charlemagne famous was his unabashed hate for Drake and his unabashed how can I say critique of Drake. And I mean that's probably one of the reasons why the Breakfast Club has never gotten a Drake interview, has never gotten one Drake appearance, right? But not only that, but he kind of built his whole career off of that. But a few years, actually some years back, so these dudes basically, I don't know if they're trying to go viral, but basically it's a video where the dude is saying what's up to Charlemagne and whatnot, and one of the guys snuffs him, and and he runs, right? And what Charlemagne did was he played into it. He played into the bitch ass nigga in all of us, right? Basically saying, yo, listen, shit, man, it was four dudes, so I ran. And don't get me wrong. If you feel so you gotta run, right? But Dame makes a point about that and about that being documented and about what that means between men. One point I have to make is no matter what happens, it's really important for men to have their balls about them. To have the enough masculine energy to feel like if it's war, I'm ready to go to war whenever. And I understand the importance of for my own psyche of fighting back. All right. Being honorable, not doing things that's not respectful, that's not honorable. Right? In this era, someone like Charlemagne to build a whole legacy. I mean, you know what's funny is Charlemagne is so much more tame than he used to be. Charlemagne would say shit like, "I'll drink your bath water," man. He would say like real derogatory things to guests, about how bad he wanted to sleep with them. And you got to realize, depending on where you land in the genetic lottery, meaning how attractive you are, how talented you are, how tall you are, how you're built, right? Your complexion, your looks, all that type of shit, right? That has a huge impact on your Punani path. Every man has, now mind you, you gotta take a journey with me right now. Every man has a Punani path. And depending on your
I want your
Punani,
body. If you love me, let me get your body.
relax. Depending on your Punani path, that will shape how you go about getting women, right? So you always got to look at what game and what information is coming from what people, right? Like, so for example, I've had to come to understand that when these men talk about their relationships and their problems, the reason why I don't know what they're talking about is because I don't experience that. I've never experienced being with someone who didn't want to fuck me. That's weird. That's weird. That's strange to me. I've never been sleeping with someone who didn't always want to sleep with me. But some of y'all get in marriages or be in relationships or be around people who don't know what I'm saying, or kind of find out a lot of you. A lot of y'all maybe it is normal for a man to last under 10 minutes. I'm not one of them. All right. I don't listen. she gotta tell me to go home. You understand? But I had to understand. Okay, I understand. Okay, well, the reason why it's weird to me, the reason why I'm not relating to it, because I don't have that same experience, and that's another thing about internalizing. You can't be internalizing everything you hear. That's not that's one of the issues with media. It's our human nature to hear a story and try to relate to it and try to see ourselves in it, right? But we gotta be careful what we sympathize with. But going back to this point about masculinity, right? Us getting away from that makes it to where so many more unsavory types of men can exist, like vegan gangs, like Charlemagne the God, like Destiny. These people are just saying, "Hey, why won't you say anything negative about the shooter?" At one point, he said, "Because my side didn't do it, your side didn't do it." He asked, "Why is it okay for you to mock this woman, while she's at the side of the casket with her husband? Why is it okay?" And he's saying, "We know the president needs to call for the temperature to be turned down." What the fuck are you talking about? What the Listen, when people start using metaphors and rather than having a straightforward conversation, don't listen to them. All right, don't listen. No. Listen.
Because I always respected your hairline.
Hey, 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 hey. Some of you niggas ain't real. Some of you niggas ain't real. Anyway, let's play this real quick. This is fire. Classic Dame.
I go back to the guy that would like. I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. And it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
Got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
Now, you know what? Listen, this is the power. Dame Dash. For all his for all his flaws, right? He is showing you this is masculine frame. This is I gotta give it to him. This nigga is holding frame in terms of like and this is the power of masculinity. Even though he may be losing everything, or maybe he may be going through a super tough time, because he has his balls, he has his heart, he has his fist. That's why it's important for a man to you better nigga throw them goddamn jabs, nigga. I don't care if ain't nobody there. Shadow box a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta practice fucking nigga up. You know what I'm saying? You need to be. That's important for men to practice fucking shit up. Getting physical. Do some push-ups, nigga. There are men out here who do no push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I got something for that.
I snap my fingers. You'll forget that you ever gay.
I was never gay.
Exactly.
Wait, no.
Donations.
They don't know what's going on.
They never had my.
And sooner or later, her cookies get crushed.
Anyway, it's some guy that ain't doing no push-ups. All right, but Dame is making an important point, and also too, the power of controlling your environment. I give him that. This Negro going through bankruptcy. This Negro admitted to having really nothing, which I guess is not true because I mean, but then again, we don't know what's the truth from Dame, because Dame did mention if I'm paying $50K in child support and that's the judgment, that's based off me making a lot more. No, I'm making a lot of money. All right, I'm like, well, he's right, but that's if he's paying that much in child support. You understand? I don't know. We don't know, right? But even with him losing everything, this is the power of masculinity. I will give him this. Him and Jay separated in 2004. All right, 2005 maybe, right? And throughout the years, he's still, I mean, don't get me wrong. If anything, he is still managed to remain relevant. Now, as far as his finances, I don't know. I don't know. I think we all want to hope that he got some shit. He got some money hidden on an island somewhere. He got some offshore accounts or something like that. But that yeah, and they got refiled for a bankruptcy. So who I don't know unless he got some gold. It's mad gold. You understand? But no, real talk though, because it's going to be times where things are not going to go right, and you have to, no matter what, remain calm and ready for whatever. Right? And we can't do that with an anxious heart. We can't do that if we don't even practice. You understand? But anyway,
Okay. Like, your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. You see him? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you why he's my OG. Because he's not because he killed anybody or any of those things. He just taught me how to be a better man.
Wendy,
Can you stop? Can you stop?
Wendy Williams is your OG.
Wasn't she your boss?
Yeah, at one point.
So she was your OG. She put you on, and you should give her grace, and you should also give her props out of respect. But because we have different trauma, like we're different. Like I'm not the kind of guy that would like. I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped, and it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You're gay.
This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might because you started in gossip, which is is very feminine, and you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Do you think he's masculine? Would you want this man around you if 10 guys jumped you? He'd run, and you'd have to run with him. I like my women to feel safe when they're around me. I don't tell people and I'm not saying that's your way, but you're just not masculine. I've seen him run. I looked at a whole reel of, there's like a thing that says how many people bark. There's stuff that how many times you talk about other people's genitals. You real masculine men don't do that. You said that some guys was throwing you kisses because they liked your paws butt, and you went back. That's gay.
This is hilarious. I love
You're
what
gay.
you're doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is is very feminine, and you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity because men need to be doing what they need to.
and listen, this is the thing about a good angle, right? And listen, a lot of people, it's really hard for a lot of men to understand what success really is. Yes, you do have to have a standalone spirit. You do have to be able to move on your own, but you need the proper team to have true success, or the proper formula. So you can see how he has managed. This is what's going to get clipped up. It's probably going to start a bigger conversation, because this is an important conversation about masculinity in the black community, and also we have too many representations of black men that are just not good. All right, and he did make a good point. It's like, yo, I'm not. It's not. But the thing about Charlemagne is that being as though his brand is based on being the shameless modern man, because he really is like the modern man. You know what I'm saying? From like, cheating on his wife and taking forever to marry his wife and all that shit, and despite them being together for like decades and whatnot, how he basically the whole like super thirsty dude game, and the whole dark skin privilege thing where he gets to like basically just be a hater, because dark skin dudes can just hate on you in plain sight and no one's gonna say you're a hater and just label as that. No, niggas will actually listen and give it credibility. All right, if Charlemagne listen, if Charlemagne was my complexion, listen, they would have put me in jail or some shit like that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Come and get me, baby.
As men, they don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Do you think he's masculine? Would you want this man around you if 10 guys jumped you?
Why do you have such a problem with gay?
I don't have a problem. I have a problem with you. Wait. No. Yeah, that is why I pause. There's a lot of people like you. There's a lot of people like you that are gay that that pretend they're not.
Black men can't be gay.
Black men that are gay should say they're gay.
Well, I'm not gay.
You are. You're gay. Anyway. Now let me talk to you. Let me ask you. Let me say this. You acting like a girl.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem
I
auntie.
could punch you right in your face
Why?
like a grown man. I won't.
And then we gonna
And you
fight.
won't do shit.
Damn, this is the
That's
chatty
not
patty.
right.
So
Now,
just so
let's
you
not
know,
get
because I knew you was gonna
Yeah,
say
nah,
that.
I've seen you run.
Yes.
That's it. I seen you.
before other guys.
I'm
Now,
not saying
you
I
be
will.
respectful. Let's
I'm
be
saying
respectful.
no. Then
Let's be respectful.
your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now, and you would talk like that. I would have fucked you up.
And you
But
got
I'm not
beat
gonna do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up.
But
No,
then-
I wouldn't have got beat up. Let's end this. So let me say one more thing before I leave.
I had so many questions.
All right. Oh, you're right.
You want to leave. You can't get in your emotions and want to leave, Dane.
No, what I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things, so where I'm from, the masculine man would fuck you up.
Yeah,
But
you said
because
you
wait,
gonna
let me
punch me in the
finish.
face.
No, I didn't.
You know
I
that's
said
not gonna happen.
I didn't say that. I said I could, and you wouldn't do anything.
And we gonna fight.
I didn't see that on tape. You ran.
Yeah, because it was 4 guys, but that's cool.
Wait, ask what happened when 30 guys jumped me.
Respect.
I got that ass whipping,
Respect.
but I fucked them niggas up.
I think it's been some head trauma ever since.
Yeah. Hey, yo, pause. Come on.
But yo, he still controlled the room. But that is an important point to make. All right, because again, that's one of the biggest problems I see in society today is that we have an infestation of just bitches. All right, bitch ass nigga, and just women just being bitches. And the thing is, it leads to evil. What you don't believe is evil behavior. As soon as you start removing gratitude, long term thinking, compassion, empathy, yo, I mean, to people who don't know you, all right, or people who don't think like you are evil. Okay, like you realize in any superhero comic, right? The superhero wants to preserve life no matter what. Superheroes generally don't even kill for the most part, unless absolutely necessary, right? And the way that seems justified, even in anime. Like characters barely die in animes. I mean, they sometimes will, but it's like, but barely like die, straight die, right? And every villain, but for the villain is trying to take lives or exploit life or have some kind of unfair control. Y'all ninjas have become villains. And another thing too is a lot of y'all men are. It's so important to be around a man who helps you be a better man. There is a point to that, right? It's so important because masculinity is not something where you settle on an idea and it just stays there. It's an ever-growing, ever evolving idea. I said to my brother one time, I said, listen, doing the right thing is something that we refine on an everyday basis. We don't just settle on one idea and keep it there. You keep refining it based off of what is the most inconvenient, all right, and most fruitful thing that you should do in that moment. All right. What is the answer that makes the most sense? Oh, I think I've been cooking. I think I'm cooking. Hold on. What?
Donations.
What?
Donations.
Nigga, what?
Donations. Gifts.